So about 2 to 3 years ago, I put up a video of a 1977 Sears 18.6. The video is probably only about 30-40 seconds long and is regarding that engine. Tried to get it running, and it fired, like I had it fire for like a couple seconds and it went bang, 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 and then that was it. But when you cranked it over, you wouldn't hear anything. So I pulled the pan off and I checked everything, and everything looked like a rebuilt engine, which is what it is. And just today I go to pull the flywheel off, thinking maybe the cam bearings are shot, because I don't think I've ever pulled the flywheel off. And that flywheel bolt right there, tip of the hook, that flywheel bolt came out way too easy. Usually that breaker bar, I have to put a little bit of force on it with the 2x4 up in the thick rib of the flywheel, or one of these thick ribs here, so it won't break the fin off. And usually I have to reef on it just a little bit, not a whole ton to get it loose. That bolt was practically finger tight. Pulled the flywheel off, and the flywheel key came falling out of it. Whoops! As I'm tripping over a flywheel. This is the key that was in there. Just beat to hell. I mean, it is not a happy looking key. And then I look at the crank, and the crank's all wallered out because the key has been doing this for a long time. And when I pulled the flywheel off, this was on the crank. So the star washer was behind the flywheel, and what's down in the flywheel appears to be a thick like washer that's jammed in there. Why that's in there, I have no clue, because it should be like this flywheel, this B-series flywheel, where it's got a big open hole, and the concave washer, this big thick one, that's what bridges that gap. So I'm going to file the built-up burr off the end of this crank, because luckily timing is not a huge deal on this engine, so I might be able to file this key flat, or get another key and file it flat, at least get it in there, and then make sure the flywheel's tightened down nice and tight. And that should fix that big banging problem. I just can't believe it's taken me 3 years to figure out that was most likely my problem. If you guys could run your finger right along this left side, you'd be amazed by this lip that's been built up from the crank being banged around. So I think that's what the problem was, is the flywheel was loose all along, because whoever put it together thought it was missing a washer, and evidently a star washer or something, to try and keep the bolt tight. So that's a little discouraging. And being a BGMS, I am pretty sure it is a different crank than a BFMS. I'd have to look into it. Worst case scenario, I could always pop that crank out and pop a BF crank in it, because I do have a BF block. Of course, now it's all put away behind all the tractors. But yeah, so that's that. And with that being said, this tractor might be going to Portage again, because if I can't get this engine to be a good solid runner, as in not knocking or banging, then this tractor is going to stay home, and there'll be some other tractor that will take its place, even though I'd really like to have this one at the show. So with that being said, enough of this, and I'm going to keep working before I lose my motivation in this 90-degree heat. So I'll talk to y'all later. Alright, let's give this another shot. Put a different set of plugs in it. Oh, now I got spark with the coil.